All right. So, um, I had this idea to make this next session into kind of like a live meeting. Well, this is a live meeting, but in live meeting, there's some laugh tracks. People laugh. So if you feel like laughing, you can just unmute yourself and laugh. Because what I'm about to tell you is just a joke. So here's the joke. So my mom and dad asked me, "What do you do?" I'm like, I talk about nothing, and and I talk to no one, like this. I'm really not talking to anyone here. Isn't that hilarious? So here I am talking about nothing to no one. It's like madness, right? Because
Uh,
there's there's this appearance, there's screen, on this there's someone there, but really it's nothing. It's not really not nothing. It's not nothing or whatever, but it's just an appearance. So this really
we can cry too.
you can cry too if you want. So what seems to be going on is not really going on. Actually, there's nothing happening here. And there's, people come to these meetings thinking that they can get something, and I'll just keep on repeating and repeating that there's nothing to get. There's nothing to get. And sometimes the seriousness of the people that are trying to get this is just so hilarious because what's being expressed here is completely inexpressible. So I'll tell you a story about this seeker named Emerson. Maybe about 15 years ago, so I was walking down the street after kind of like going through like a 200 hours of meditation course, right? Thinking that it was the shit. Walking down the street thinking that it has attained something, some form of holiness, some form of specialness. And it used to dress up in mala beads, not just one, but maybe three mala beads, and would dress up, in clothing that was beige or white and trying to maintain this look that it's something, someone that has achieved, some spirituality. And but it's really bullshitting to itself. It's thinking that it has something special, that it can give someone something special to someone. So when the joke became clearer and clearer and clearer, it became a little bit guilty and said that, well, everything that I've been saying is a joke. Just right now, like now, everything that I've been saying is a joke. Really, there's no one here. There's nothing happening. And and people set time to see this communication. Um, but let me express something here that kind of like the divine joke, the divine comedy. There's a story of someone seeking someone apparently in purgatory or in hell, suffering, and then it goes to heaven. But it's a story. It's pages in a book. It's just pages in a storybook about something that's actually really not happening. Something that has no meaning or no purpose. Have you ever had those dream at night that you really believe that it really happened? And the moment that you wake up, the moment that they're seeing, it just becomes completely insane because nothing really happens. Okay. Um, so what's being expressed here is that there's nothing that has ever happened. It has never happened to anyone. I've never talked to anyone. You've never seen anyone. You have never talked to a me. You've never listened to this. You've never heard this. But you think you do. You think you understand. You think you get it or not get it. But the one that's thinking all of this is the thinker that is really nothing. Not even nothing, it's really, you can't explain it. And the laughter that happens when it's seen that everything is just a cosmic joke that we think is a kind of seriousness. But there's nothing wrong or right about that. It's just what's happening. It's just kind of like a cartoon characters appearing in a simulation, but you can't explain it. Even that's trying to get to somewhere. There's no going anywhere because this is just stillness. So there's never been anything in stillness. And in this stillness, that's why it's so funny, there seems to be movement happening in stillness. There seems to be sound happening in silence. And when that spell, that spell that this is all real, because that's a belief, right? That there's this, it becomes this. I'm like, oh wow, this is just a joke. This is an ongoing joke without a punchline. No one will ever get it, but it's a joke. It's really funny. Going back to that story of that character Emerson, so he thought he was enlightened, maybe about 10 or 15 years ago. I can't remember the timeline, and had something special. So here is a character that wanted to attain something, and then apparently had a giant glimpse, saw that everything is oneness, everything is wholeness, but it became an idea. It became a concept. Because the moment that the me claims it, the moment that the me, it's no longer a joke, it's no longer a mystery. It's something that has been solved, something that I can give you, that I have attained. Here is someone that sees, someone that apparently sees oneness, and now it thinks it's special. And now it thinks it can help others that are not thinking that they're special. But there's no one special, and there's nothing that's special about this. This is just ordinariness. This is just naturalness. Even that is trying to say something that doesn't really have any description. This is the descriptionless. This is the wordless appearing as a joke. And if I would have seen this communication while not seeking, I would have laughed and laughed and laughed because it's like a joke. Here I am speaking about nothing, speaking to no one, but I'm not addressing anyone here. But there seems to be listening and trying to get this, but there's nothing to get. That's the joke. There's nothing to get. and and somebody said, "What's that inside joke?" There's no inside joke. There's no inside, there's no outside. It's plain. It's comedic. It's like someone's looking for their own absence, but keeps on making it real over and over again by looking for their own absence. Someone's looking for the dropping away, but hopes and hopes and hopes for their dropping away. So it's just this comedic skit, right? It's like a sitcom comedy that's a rerun that keeps on repeating over and over again with no meaning and purpose. um, I have a couple of questions here. Emerson, I can't stop laughing and crying on the break because I heard that there is no such thing as nothing, that everything is framed up by the me. I was looking for nothing. When nothing came, it was nothing, but also everything. Thank you. Yeah, trying to land, trying to capture anything in this meeting is trying to capture air with a butterfly net. It's already here. It's already free. I just have this vision of a whole bunch of people, with butterfly nets trying to catch things. David, please go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, hiya.
Hi, David.
Right. Hi. So there's no me. We've established that. Therefore there is no sense of separation.
No.
There isn't, because there's nothing. There's not even nothing. So my question is, bearing that in mind, my question is, what do you mean, Emerson, when I hear you talking to apparent people, and we can see in ourselves, well, that's an odd way of saying it, but I can sort of see in the way I communicate with you, and I can see in the way others communicate with you, that they're caught in a sort of a loop of self-confirmation or whatever. But so what are you getting at when you say, or what do you mean when you say, see what you did there?
Yeah.
And you're trying to get people to catch themselves, so to speak. And I get that.
Yeah.
But so what do you mean when you then go on to say,
oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
So this is getting to the crux of my question. What do you mean when you say that is strengthening the sense of separation, or that is strengthening the me, when we know fine well there is no me and no sense of separation?
Because when there's a belief, because the me is belief, right? The me is belief. So when there's a belief that there's no me, it becomes an idea. It lands on something. So it makes it real. When it believes that it can, like, oh yeah, I know that there's no me, then it just basically made the me real, because to try to kind of like say that, to put an opposite on something makes it real. The opposite of, is also an illusion. So all of it is trash, basically. Yeah. So you're trying to make one gold and the other one trash when it's all trash.
That gives some sort of explanation, kind of, to sort of the sort of not the mechanics of it, but it's in what you just said there is a continuation of an attempt at an explanation of what is or isn't happening. But but I don't see what you said there, how that addresses the question I asked, which is why because it seems to me that when you say to somebody, don't you see you're strengthening the me, that what you're actually saying there, through implication of the words you used, that you're catering to there being a me there by addressing a me. Do you see what I'm saying?
It's just illuminating that what's happening is the function of the illusion. Yeah,
but it's almost as if it's suggesting that somebody can do something about it, though. But there's no person there that can do anything about it. Can you see how it can be heard that way, though?
Not really, because what's being said is just being pointed. So there it is, it's happening. Are you seeing that that's the illusion? Are you seeing that that's the dream?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's actually my projection.
Yes.
Upon you.
Yeah.
It's me that's making that up. It's me that's actually making up what your thoughts and your intentions are.
That's right.
Wow. Wow.
Bingo.
Right. That's amazing.
What a joke, huh?
That's me that's actually created that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'd never have thought of that. Okay. Okay.
Here goes again.
All right. Right. Well, thank you.
All right.
Oh, excellent.
All right. Crikey. Petra, go ahead, please.
Okay, the problem is the butterfly net. You can't catch the air with the butterfly net. No. You need something like this. This is a typical air catcher. You move it like this, and then the air sticks to it. I will sell it to you, but it's a bit expensive.
Okay. Petra's having a workshop on how to catch this.
Right.
And it's...
Yeah. This is, very special.
I have to copy that technique from you. Because,
okay, we talk later about the technique.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do a workshop together on how to catch the me.
Right.
Question here. Unless David, do you want to ask another question, or did I just miss that one?
This is going to take seconds. It's actually just to say that at the end of that, I said it's my projection upon you, but it's not. It's just a projection.
It's not even.
It's not
even that. It's just what's appearing. See how fast it is. It doesn't really mean anything. But the moment that we put meanings to it, then the me takes over, and thinking that that's coming from me, or I'm projecting it. There's no one projecting it as well.
Yeah.
So it's
which is why you use the word reinforcing.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's a self-reinforcing mechanism
Yeah.
of something
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
really there.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not judged and for anybody to take action on
No,
because,
it's just what's
yeah.
happening. There's nothing that you can
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
about it. It's just what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to point
Yes.
at that. See, that's what's happening. See, there you
Yes.
go again. There it
Because
is.
the me, yes. Yeah. So the me
Yeah,
can hear that and think, God, I keep reinforcing myself. I'm
yeah,
never going to drop away.
that's right. That's
You know what I mean?
another
That's
self
crap, isn't it?
reinforcement. See, that's
Yeah.
how it is.
Yeah.
You just caught it
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Cool. Okay. Thank you.
All
Thank you.
right. William goes, you really are talking about nothing. I'm not really talking at all. So there's no point in any of this. There's no point at all. Because I'm not even talking here. You're not even there. That's why it's such a funny thing, is because when my parents ask, which are also not there, what are you doing? What are you doing? This, I'm like, I really talk about nothing, which is completely honest. And I'm not really talking to anyone. That's why it's so funny. And they have this confused look. All right. Bertrand, go ahead.
Yeah. I also could talk a little bit more about what was that about the catching the me?
Yeah, seemingly when you're trying to look for, um, what you're looking for, what you're trying to catch, cannot be caught because it appears in everything. What you're looking for is the absence of everything, but everything is already absent. So you can't catch it because there's no you that can catch it. There's no you. You're hollow. You're empty. It goes through you because there's no you to catch it.
No. Eh,
Isn't it obvious?
almost, but not. Yeah. Lovely.
Okay. Just
But
go ahead. Go ahead.
what was? Yeah, I don't know. I'm like being cut off. Like every time I want to ask something or say something, it's like there's a voice that goes like, that's a story too, and that as well
Yeah,
as
because it is.
yeah. Yeah. Also, okay, that's another story.
Everything is a story about emptiness. It's like Hollow Man trying to find meaning in his hollowness. That just went over my head because there's no head.
Okay.
Okay,
There's
it's still trying to come up.
uh, yeah, it's still trying to come up.
Yeah, and it's all right. There's nothing wrong or right about that. See, that's what it means, right? It will come up. It will come up. But there's no solidity to it. It's like a hiccup. Hiccup happens. The me is a
It's
hiccup.
it's like a welling up. Something wants to come out.
Yeah. Is it a burp? What is it?
Oh, feels much bigger than a burp.
See, it just came up and made it real again. It's something bigger than a burp. It comes up with another story. The story will keep on coming with another story to maintain the story. So what's being done here is the story is trying to tell the story that it keeps on maintaining its story to reveal that it's just a story, meaning that it's not really happening. It's a fictional story. This is all story and not story.
Uh, it's like yes, but no, but no.
It has nowhere to go. It has nowhere to go. Where can it go? It just goes in stories. Even saying it a story is still a story. It's really nothing, but not nothing. It doesn't go anywhere. This is stillness. Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I also have this funny story when
Yeah.
when when I was seeking desperately, Emerson character. There was no Emerson, but the seeking. This is a story. I replaced my mantra from Om Namah Shivaya when I was a spiritual, seeker into there's no me, 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 there's no me.
Oh, no.
But saying that there's no me, I'm going to repeat it again, is reinstating the me over and over again. It's kind of like saying there's no Alexa. And the moment you say there's no Alexa, Alexa will say, I don't know what you mean. The app keeps on coming back over and over again.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know that one.
Yeah. I don't know that one.
It's automatic.
Alexa has now joined this.
Alexa's as real as you. Meaning it's not.
Yeah, it's sort of real, but I don't know. I don't know. So, and then that's another story.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Everything is. You can call it a story, but it doesn't really, it's not even anything. It can't even be described in words. It's just this completeness. Then that's a word again. That's another story. See, I'm coming up with story to expose that it's a story, but it's quite obvious that it's a story because I keep on pointing to a story, but the one that's pointing to a story is also a story.
At some point, I couldn't tell if you were talking about.
No, this is beyond concepts, right? This
Yeah.
is not even saying beyond concept is a concept. So there's no way out of it. It's a loop.
Yeah, I can't even tell what you're talking about anymore.
Good. Because I'm not really talking about anything.
All right.
All right. Okay.
All right.
There's a question here. Steve goes, I think I need the Emerson app that laughs at me whenever the me thought arises. But that will just reinstate that there's a me and there's a thought that arises. You just try to. I know, Steve. I'm sorry, but it's on sale for like $100. I'll. I'm just joking. The question here. Uh, ooh, I went to another uncompromising speaker, and he suggested I watch my thoughts. I'm very confused. That's why when I saw your video, I was relieved, and I don't know why there's so much relaxation here. Um, yeah, you know what? Watching a thought, I'm not really sure, what the speaker said, but I'm going to say this. Watching a thought is duality. Because who's really watching the thought? or observing, or, noticing. If everything is simultaneously appearing, everything is happening all at the same time, there's no subject and object. Yeah? It can't be understood. It can't be understood because the apparent me, there's no me. It's just thoughts, me, appearing at the same time. There's no separation. It's just wholeness appearing as separateness, but even separateness is actually wholeness. There's no difference. The unreal and the real appearing as something that's wordless, something that can't be conceptualized, something that can't be caught. So trying to observe or be a witness or anything is trying to look for a ghost that doesn't exist. It's trying to capture something that can't be caught. Because the moment that you catch it, then you identify with it. Even if you think that that's unreal, that's an identification that that's unreal. It becomes another story. There's no me now. um, the relaxation is happening when there's just this obviousness that what can't be talked about can't be talked about. And there's just this admission here that I don't know anything, and so do you. It's just emptiness, looking at emptiness, although there's no one looking. It's just this recognition. There's just this seeing, but no opposites. It's hearing emptiness, but no one hears it. So it could be disorienting, it could be relaxing. Or some people call it like lucidly seeing the dream, but there's no dream because there's no dreamer. Again, I can only talk in opposites because everything is seemingly separate, but they're not really. Even if I whistle here, that will still be separate. Even if I say nothing, if I just stare at you, that's still a story. So there's no way out. There's a question here. Is there no such thing as divinity, soul, or a source? These are just words in trying to point into sourceless. I don't really use the word divinity a lot, but I you know what I'm saying? It's if you want to call it that, call it that. But again, you're trying to land at something that can't be landed. Trying to take a position at something that's positionless. Trying to locate something that's locationless. There's no soul. It's an idea for me that it will, that there's an after or there's a before. when when I was a spiritual I keep on coming out with these funny stories. When I was a spiritual teacher, I said that, and this is total BS, right? I was like, I went through so much suffering. I have a feeling that this is my last reincarnation. And someone said, "Oh my goodness, are you a bodhisattva?" And I'm like, "Oh, maybe that's what I am." So anything that the story can come up with, it's either an elevated story that I'm better than everyone or I'm less than everyone. How do I get there, Emerson? There's no one there. This is equality. There's no one here and there's no one there. There's nothing special here. There's nothing special there. There's no difference between nothing. There's no difference between zeros. There is sometimes, you know, in the story, there's a me that goes underground, you know, and it thinks that, ooh, I have finally realized that there's no me. Oh, this is it. This is it. Again, landing on something is something that is a story. This is it as a story. It's a concept, it's an idea. Again, I'm talking in concepts here too, to dispel the concept that can't be dispelled. Because the wheel of illusion will keep on going over and over and over again. The wheel of desire. All of that is a concept. But the concept is real, but it's not. And also it is, but it's not. It doesn't have a position. Um, so Emerson, when someone is saying, I know what you're saying, when it is being explained that there is no one, they don't really know. Well, you know what? I don't really know too. You don't really know too. Because there's no one here, so who's to know? When there is a seeing that there's never been anyone here, that there's no knower, there's no others, it's just a seeing, nothing special. This is already seen, actually, but not by the me. It's just a seeing. It's a seeing without any opposites, so there's no seer and there's no seen. So you're not really seeing anything, it's just a seeing. That everything is already appearing as this and not this, simultaneously, spontaneously. There's no separateness. Separation, wholeness, together. So when someone, Emerson, so when someone announces that they are awakened or enlightened from Facebook or YouTube, are they coming from the me? Yeah. The moment someone says that I have awakened, who? What? How? When? Where? None of those exist. There's no who, there's no what, there's no when, and there's no why. It's when someone gets awakened, it's almost like, look at me, look at me, look at me. There's no me, there's no me, there's no me. There's never been anyone. Emerson, does this have anything to do with spirituality at all, or is this something else? This is not something. What's being expressed here is that this is trying to be illuminated in a story form to express that it's not a thing. It's not nothing, it's not something, it's not whatever it is that you can think of. Anything that you come up is not it. Because the moment that you think that you got it, it's you that got it, and you are not even there. No one will get it because no one's here. This is not about spirituality, because spirituality is another concept. To me, spirituality is I'm going to sorry for saying this. It's it's a reinforcing again of a me that can be a higher me, or the higher self, the inner me, the inner self. The I am consciousness, that I am awareness. It's just basically a me that has supposedly gone humble by being everything, by being wholeness or awareness. It's just the me that became a we. It's now more powerful because it thinks it's everything. It's not a thing. Again, it's so tricky with this communication and this whole thing about what is seen as either enlightenment or awakening. There's no such thing, by the way. Liberation, no. Even the word freedom, because it's used as a personal thing. It's used as something that so anything that comes up in a dream, like a nighttime dream, is null and void. There's no difference between now. There's really no dream. So now and then, nighttime or daytime is not a thing. So also everything that comes up here is null and void. That's how clear it is. It appears, disappears simultaneously, and you don't even know what it is. You have no idea what it is because there's no you to capture it. It's all spaciousness that's even trying to come again to something, trying to arrive. This will never arrive because it's already free. It's already flowingly happening, but to no one. Okay, there's that's a follow-up question to that. Is there an inner self, sorry, that the apparent me can integrate and have this realization of oneness? Or is it apparent, or the apparent me merges into consciousness? That's really complicated, is it? That's really, really complicated. What's being expressed here is that there's no merging, there's no realization, because there's no one to realize and there's nothing to merge. What can merge into something? That's confusing. Who will merge into something? That's really confusing. There's no inner or outer. And that, again, the story that there's an inward journey, an outer journey is a story. It's a concept. Everything is. Everything is. You can't get out of it. Uh, Hi, Emerson. I attended your live meeting in BC, and there seems to be a deepening in clarity. Does deepening happen when is your next live meeting? Do you have? Um, I'm not sure. Maybe in June. I'm not really sure when I'm going to have another one. Um, I was invited to go to other places. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I do enjoy the live meeting, so thank you for coming. The apparent deepening. There's clarity always. Everything is already clear. There's just a deepening in clarity, apparently, but it's already clear. So this is already known, but no one knows it. This is already known that this is really clearly not happening and happening at the same time. The moment that you or the me owns that I am deepening, it's just a deepening. It's just like, or I am clear, it's already unclear. It's already not deepening. The me has just, has gone underground again and think that it's happening to a me. Tricky. Oh no, I'm not going to read that. No. Should I read the question? Is there intelligence to what is apparently happening? No. 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 Intelligence, no. Again, there's a lot of fancy words, right? That's why, you know what, when I appreciate when Tony speaks, because there seems to be a dropping away of many words that he used to say, and there is no intelligence. When I say that there's no thing, not a thing, it's not intelligent, it's not empty, it's not nothing, because there's this seemingly, especially after hearing this so many times, right? That they'll say that, oh wow, Emerson's word is just stillness. No, you have just understood what I said and regurgitated into something that you think you understand, when what's being expressed here is like, I don't even understand it. There's just this clarity here in expressing some words, but it's obvious that this is a story trying to expose your story. It's like an interrogation. There's nowhere to go because there's no one that can go anywhere. um, do shame or anxiety do shame okay, do shame and anxiety still when there is no me? um no, nothing really arises, but we seem to call it anxiety, we seem to call it shame. So when there's a me, it labels things and it sees that they're arising and holds on to it. So it becomes I have anxiety, I have shame, I have guilt. It becomes a story. So the story only survives in story. So it makes everything into a story that appears and disappears and holds on to it. So what's arising is just natural, just this apparent feelings. That's even trying to call it something. Apparent feelings rising. And then the me or the I owns it, and makes it its own story. Sometimes it becomes its own identity. I'm a very shameful person. No, there's no there. It makes it into a statement. This is the stateless. Sorry, go ahead, Louis.
Oh, hey, Emerson. No, you can finish. I
No,
thought
no,
you
no.
were
I,
just
I, I
finishing.
completely forgot what I was going to
Oh,
say. It doesn't matter anyway. It's
okay.
meaningless.
Okay, great. No, so it's probably a story. I don't know, but it seems like there's recently a tendency of like I used to watch a lot of movies and like TV shows. Just it seems like I can't find anything that I really want to watch. Like it's just a parody. It seems like I don't know if that's just that can happen, or is the
Oh, you're cutting out there,
story.
Louis.
And I guess my other question is, so for if one, hello,
Hello, I'm here.
hello, can you hear?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, maybe the internet. So, and the other question is, so for the me that's fallen away, is there like for you, like are you not as interested in certain movies, or like you don't watch as many because it's all about story, right? Like in the movies and TV shows, stuff like
So
that.
did you just see it there? The story is trying to make a story about something that's not real.
Mm,
The story is trying to
mm,
make that, oh, there's a story now that I've lost interest in movies. Therefore,
yeah,
must
yeah,
be something happening to me. He
yeah,
just made the story real.
yeah.
You're just basically trying to create this narrative and then making the narrator real again. So you just made me real too by saying, does it happen to you? No, nothing happens.
Yeah, it was the
Oh, you're cutting out again, Louis.
story. It's oops, sorry. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so it's just a story that apparently I'm not interested. Like I have a hard
Yeah,
time finding that's
yeah.
apparent story.
Again, it tries to find a story and tries to put meaning in it to make the story real. There must be
Mm,
something happening to me then. Look at my progress. I'm not interested in movies
mm,
anymore.
mm, mm, mm,
I
mm,
just binge watched something for 6 hours the other day, so it doesn't really matter.
Good, good. That helps. Helps to know. Uh, yeah.
Oh, there's this Tinder swindler on
Yeah,
Netflix.
yeah, 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 yeah. I was
Watch it
gonna
all.
watch that one.
There was this story of this Emerson before that, would think that some of these shows are low vibrations. I'm like, oh, that's too low
Yeah.
vibrations for me, and oh, it's corrupting me. My energy is high and all of this.
Yeah.
No, that's just another, trying to think that it's low vibrational or high vibrational is making the unreal real.
But like, for example, it seems like I do get more angry when I watch an angry movie or
You just
something like
came up
that.
with a story.
So that's a story then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything is.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything
There's
is.
no you that got angry. Anger just happened. But that's even just a story as well.
Yeah, because there's so much belief in like watching something that
There's
affects
another
the
story.
body and the
Nope,
mind.
nope, nope. You
No.
just came up with another story.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's too easy.
That's another story.
There's nothing. Yeah, nothing can be. I shouldn't be saying anything. No,
No. Well,
no, that's a story.
yeah. Yeah. See how fast it is? It's simultaneous. It's just simultaneously happening all the time. It's not about observing it. It's just catching it, glimpsing it. You're like, oh, that's what's
Yeah.
happening. Because you can't observe it because it's what's happening. So there's no separation. But there's the seeing sometimes. It's kind of like the collapse or something. They'll call it a collapse. It's like this, it never happens, but it seems to have happened that there was a seeing that there is this Louis character talking nonsense, coming up with ideas. But really all of the nonsense that it talks about is keep on, it's like a liar that believes its own lie. And the moment I say something, well, you know what? Yeah, it keeps on coming. It keeps on coming with the con. The con is I am real. And it tries to convince itself and me because it thinks that I am here and it's there, that it's real. Foolish.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, Susan. How are you, Susan?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so it's like you could say you're talking about the absolute. There's spoken about absolute.
Let's not use words like absolute. You know what I'm saying? Because it's trying
Yeah.
to land something. I'm talking
Okay.
about nothing.
Nothing.
And not
Okay.
nothing. I'm not
So
talking about
let's
anything at all.
right. So let's say nothing or whatever word we can use, but just this, right? Just this. Just.
Yeah.
Um.
Even just this is arriving at something.
Yeah.
Even thinking. Yeah.
Right. So let's call it air, or I don't know, just whatever. Yeah,
wordless.
you're right.
It's
As soon as
wordless.
you use the word, it's
Yeah.
a story.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's say wordless. Not boom.
That's even a story again.
Yeah. It's just a. So anyway, but it's so and it's real unreal because it's just an appearance and it's happening simultaneously. So of course, it's not even there when it's happening at the same time. So but all this unreal real happening, that could be intelligent because we don't know what it is. We don't know what this is, but who
So if you
knows?
don't know
Maybe
what
it is an intelligence.
So when you don't know anything, how can it be intelligent then?
Yeah, well, it's another
unknowable.
word, intelligent.
Yeah, it's
But
unknowable. But
this
trying
appearance is so orderly. I mean, what's the miracle of this appearance? There must, I know that's me saying there must be something. That's.
Yeah. See it? Do you see it? Yeah.
But
It's happening right now.
but saying
Everything-
it's just chaos is another story. So whatever I say about it is a story.
Everything that you've just said is a story, including intelligence, because you're trying to come up with something, trying to land at something that doesn't have any landing. It's
Right.
trying to land
But
at something.
nothing will ever have any landing whatsoever.
That's another landing. See?
Right. But as soon as I open my mouth, there'll be a landing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a story trying to negate a story.
Right.
But it's still a story, even trying to
So we
negate
are
the
all
story.
storytellers, you could say. I mean, we're alive.
There's no
what we can
we.
do,
There's
know?
not even a story, really. I'm just trying to use the story, concept, but there's really no concepts.
Yeah,
This is
right.
just
No, I kind of get that everything is just a pure story. Yet I appear. I can't help it.
do
I'm
you really?
here.
Do you really?
Well, I know, not really. I know it's unreal because as soon as I appear, I'm already gone, and then I appear again, and I'm gone, and I appear again. I can't. It's going so fast. I can't see it. I mean, it's not even. I can see that. I can see it's completely illusionary, and everything is.
No,
But
no, no,
how
you
does
don't
it
see it.
happen?
You don't see it
No, I
because
don't see it.
that's
But
just a
how does it
story.
happen? You know, that's like, I know it's a
No
mystery
one
and we don't
knows.
know, but we can't. But that unknowing doesn't mean that. That unknowing, what is that? I mean, we can never know it. You know, we
Who
cannot know
knows?
this absence, but yet, it's like it doesn't mean that this absence is not intelligent, or you know. I mean, how
Do you see what you're trying to do there, Susan? There's no one choosing, right? You don't have any choice in doing any. You don't have any choice in doing any of that. But what's happening is automatically you come up with a story that you think is not a story. But anything that you can come up with is a story. You don't have any free will or choice of what's coming up. It's just a story that keeps on regurgitating story to protect the story that this is not real. So the belief in the story keeps on getting changed into this story. How about this? How about that? How about this? How about this? How about that? All I keep on pointing is all of that. Everything is a story. It's all
Yeah,
a concept, and we don't really know what it is. The moment that we try to say even it's a story, I'm just using words because we're using words, right? But I could just, you know what I'm saying? It's just I'm trying to just illuminate that the
yeah,
storyteller will just tell stories to understand the story less.
right. Yeah, and we make all kinds of stories of this appearance. Yet there is something going on in this appearance. You know, like let's say
Really?
you need
Is there
surgery
really?
in a body, and
No,
and
no.
the doctor is doing surgery, and then you get well, and you know there's all this cause and effect in the appearance, right? So it's like even though the appearance is not really real, there still seem to be something going on there, but it's all a story. I get that.
Yeah.
But it's not just all
So
like
did
air and not, you know
did
what I
any of you
mean?
said did it really happen?
Well, they're
Where did it
gone
come from?
now, but you could say let's say the surgery didn't go well and the person
What
died,
surgery?
and
Who died?
it's just an example, right? Yeah, well, what surgery? Yeah,
Is an
but
example
let's
of a
say I
story
eat a
also just
meal.
a
Yeah,
story
the
as
meal
well?
is gone, but
Yeah, everything is a story is what I'm trying to point out here, right? Even coming up with something to try to illuminate something is still a story.
it is a story, but it functions though. You see,
Really? Does
like,
it really?
well, I mean, this body would not be alive if it didn't eat food, even though the food is not real and this body is not real. There's still something happening that keeps this appearance happening, you know.
Let's just leave it that. There's just something happening, it's unknowable. That's the clearest way to express this. Something unknowable, no one knows what's happening. And it's beautiful and it's stunning and it's this and not this.
Yes.
Yeah. So trying to come up with different kind of like ideas is trying to put on different costumes. Trying to, to trying to see, does this fit? Does this fit? No. Nothing fits. Because no one
Yeah.
it doesn't
I,
it doesn't go anywhere. This
no,
can
I
go
get
anywhere.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
I know whatever you explore in the appearance is not gonna, you know, you're not gonna figure out what's, you know, how that appearance happens. In a way, I can see that because
No, you can't
it's,
see that.
no, I can't see that, but but
You're coming into the story.
let's say,
Yeah.
yes, but you
We
know,
don't
like
even
for example,
notice that every story that we tell is based on the past or future.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is,
So
yes.
did it really happen? Or will it happen? No. Anything that you know about history is a story. It's not real. You're trying to come up with knowledge and knowing and intelligence and all of that stuff that there's nothing wrong or right about that. It's just what's appearing. But notice, well, I just said that, but see that
Yeah,
everything is just happening and it's unknowable and you can't see it.
Right. And I get that knowledge. Yeah, I get knowledge is all based on past. It all based on others, people,
Okay.
knowledge passed on to us and all that. With intelligence, I mean, it's let's say God or a creator, or what is
Oh no,
like,
see,
how does all this form
no
happen?
one knows. Because if someone knows, then you just made everything real.
Well, it can still be unreal, I
But
mean,
you just made, again, this doesn't have any landing, this doesn't have any position.
right. Yes, I
Yeah.
kind of get that, or I don't get that. It's positionless. Yes, it's like a void. We all just a void, and poof, magic happens. But this magic is amazing, and we can play with this magic. We can explore this magic, right? So that's
There's
why
no we, actually. There's no we.
there's no we to explore anything, but exploration happens.
There you go.
Like,
Stop there. That's it.
stop there.
Exploration happens. That's it.
Yeah. We'll never find the answers. Yeah, but
you just ruined it.
we can just explore. Or, yeah, I just ruined it. Okay. Exploration happens. Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right, love you, Susan.
Thank you, Emerson.
It's just play. No players in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Questions here. I heard you say that this is already home. Are we just lost and can't see that this is home? It's already here. Okay. Are we just lost and can't see that this is home already? And why not? Don't. And do you have a key to home? That's another idea again, right? That's just another story. The moment that you try to imagine what home is, it comes from this apparent idea of what home should be. The suggestion here is that there is no home, and there's also home. It's just an idea. It's just a thought. It's just something to kind of like, it feels really nice. There's this stunningness when this is seen, that it feels like home. But let's not land there again. This, trying to get into a position, trying to wiggle out. So the me is trying to come up with all of these ideas, stories, to try to get me to agree to it so that it can feel safe. This is a threat. Everything that I'm saying is a threat here to the me, because it's shining a spotlight and it doesn't see anything there. It keeps on saying, well, is this home? No. And everything that can seem to be heard is contradictory as well, because words are going to be contradictory. What seems to appear here is just exposing it, that everything is contradictory. When you say that there's no me and there's a me, it's contradictory, so it doesn't mean anything. Home or no home, it's contradictory, so it can't really be anything. There's no paradox. All of these ideas that are appearing are also ideas about ideas that are really idealess. It seems to grab, or gravitate towards a story about the past or knowledge or anything. There's nothing wrong or right about that. There's no one choosing this whatsoever. But it's just really simple, really, really simple. All that there is this, and nothing is happening. Ooh, okay. There is confusion here with Rupert Spira's abiding in awareness. Hi, Rupert. How are you doing? If you would like to unmute your mic, Rupert Spira, I can address that. No, someone's asking a question about Rupert Spira. So there is no one. So there's no Rupert Spira. So there's who's going to abide in awareness if there's no one. That's really dualistic. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Um, it's a teaching, really. It's a teaching and trying to. Um, there's this awareness, even if it masquerades as non-duality. There are some big holes in it, like who will be abiding and what is awareness. Again, all that is being shared in non-duality are words trying to point at something that does not exist. It's trying to capture it. It's kind of like when it's like I'm gonna say this, it's gonna sound really rude. A lot of teachers that teach us about this, it's like an interpreter of a dream. So it's kind of like a dream analogy, or they can like try to kind of like like dream psychics, and they're trying to figure out a dream that's not even a dream because there's no dreamers. Have you DJ'd in Tomorrowland? No. The biggest DJ that I've done is Shambhala, which is in. I also did Valhalla, which is a pretty big festival. But I would love to DJ at Tomorrowland, even if it's just a. I like being an opening act. I like it. I like it much better than being the headliner. It's just a story as well. Um, I'm a big fan of you, Emerson. This is so radical. It's blowing my mind. The way you express this, um, and you keep on twisting the knife, but but I keep on trying to survive. There's no one actually that's trying to survive. So all of this is a story, and when it's exposed as a story, it just becomes pages in a book. Pages in a book. Chapter 7, supposed to be an ending. There's supposed to be a beginning. There's an introduction. It's just that's the me. It just keeps on going to the book of me. The book of me keeps on going to different chapters. It has this instant almost access to this book that is really nothing. That keeps on trying to figure out something that can't be figured out because it's just a book. It's just a book. It's just a story. Again, I'm trying to speak here in different ideas and concepts it cannot be deciphered. It cannot be uncoded. It cannot be unlocked because it's already free. It's already appearing as everything. Emerson, is infinity also a belief system? Yeah. Yeah. Everything is. Everything is. Nothing is everything. So all of these words are really trying to point to the wordless. I use these words sometimes, in one-on-ones and meetings and everything like that. It's kind of like using these words to dislodge the illusion because it can only use words to show that it's an illusion, like what I'm doing here. Although there's no one doing here, what's being expressed is just it's kind of like, when you're having a dream, there's no dream again, and then they're seeing that this is a dream and not a dream. And you can't explain it because there's no one here. There is no past, there's no future, there's no free will, there's no choice, there's no subject object. All of these words are completely meaningless. It will not get you anywhere because there's no you to go anywhere. Always happens in a meeting here. I'll skip that question. Sorry, I'll answer that later. Asking about see, I'm just talking about the story, and someone just asked, "Can you tell your story of seeking?" So it's again looking for another story to make this story real. None of that seeking happened. None of it. There was no Emerson that went seeking. There's never been any Emerson. There's no you there. There's no here. All that there is this. So asking, I've said this, I can direct you to an interview or something. But that seems to be the number one question when the seeker is trying to validate that there's someone that reached something by asking the seeker story as if it has a cause and effect. So it's trying again to go through stories. Oh, there's this epilogue here, Emerson's epilogue, to see what happened there. Or maybe is it the introduction? It's all a story and not a story. And it's confusing, but it's not. If there's no one here, there's no one good or evil. There's no difference from a saint or a serial killer. Can you please explain? It does not make any sense. A seeker tends to want to be a saint than a serial killer. Okay, let me explain this. Let me just express this. It's kind of funny because people always, when there's no free will or choice, it thinks that it's going to be either a serial killer that's going to go on a murdering spree because there's no one here. But a character is going to be charactering and will play out as a character either as a saint or a serial killer. But there really is no saint or serial killer again. You're trying to come up with another story about a saint or a serial killer to avoid this conversation that you are not there. That seems to be what's happening, apparently. So it tries to kind of like wiggle out of this confrontation, this uncompromising confrontation, to get the speaker to tell a story so that it can survive in the story. Oh, wow. It's so funny. I'll answer it anyway. So it's being good or being a moral person, not necessary for an apparent awakening. There's no good or bad. There's no morality even. Again, an enlightenment story is just another story of enlightenment. It's trying to make something special that it's already here. Trying to put a label into something that has to be achieved, that's something that will achieve. I'll just give you guys certificates of enlightenment if that's what you want. It doesn't mean anything. It's all BS. Emerson, I heard that this is death and life at the same time, the Alpha and Omega. Yes, that's why you can't really know it. What's appearing is death appearing as life simultaneously. This is all dead, and this is also aliveness. Therefore, we don't have a word for it. Living dead. Again, trying to come up with words to try to capture something that's already fully expressed. It's trying to bottle or trying to make something significant that does not have any significance. It's trying to wiggle its way out of this uncomfort that it's being confronted if there's no one here. Thank you for the questions, though. If you guys feel like, speaking to, these are all anonymous questions, but if you want to speak, please do. I know that this is actually when someone asked me a story, Emerson, you seem like a really nice guy, but why are you so brutal in this communication? It's just being really radically honest, right? If I feel like, when I was a spiritual teacher, that I was bullshitting like 100% of the time, coming up with stuff, coming up with mantras and coming up with prayers. There's nothing wrong right with it, but it was just really a waste. You know what I'm saying? And nothing wrong or right about wasting or not wasting too. It's just what's happening. No one has a choice to do it or not anyway. But I was giving prescriptions. Someone will say, I'm going through anxiety, and I'll say something like, why don't you meditate for increase your meditation? Meditation's great too, but it's a dream. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, reinforcing the dream over and over and over and over again. There's nothing wrong or right about that. I'm not, but what's being expressed here is none of that. This is like the end of seeking. This is like Armageddon. This is like the annihilation of all the belief system, all of the ideas. Everything that comes up gets massacred. It's like death metal. This is not your flute music. This is seeing that there is this clarity here, and it tries to keep on coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up, trying to muddy the water. This is already clear. Question here. So are all feelings, even all the senses, are in real? Yeah. Nothing again. Nothing. There's just this that can't be explained or expressed fully, simultaneously and spontaneously happening and unhappening, not yet happening to anyone. The moment that you even understand what simultaneous and spontaneous happening, it's another trick. Thank you, Emerson. There's death here. I gotta go. Bye. I'll see you later or not. Thank you. Okay. Does Emerson still get nervous? There's no Emerson. Oh no. Must I really? Can you talk about manifestation? Who's manifesting what? And what is being manifested? It's being expressed here again that there's no time. Time is a story. How can a seeker survive when there's a serial killer on the loose? Oh no, Kane. So we're going to spend 15 minutes of silence, and we're going to om and relax your shoulders, lengthen your spine. I'm just kidding. This is Emerson, are there really no questions? No. Because the one that questions is the question. The one that's questioning cannot be answered because it keeps on coming with question that keeps on trying to point to its own existence. It keeps on reinforcing that I am here, or how do I get rid of me? So questions about seeking is just that. It keeps on preserving the narrative that I am seeking. Really, there's no seekers here. Really, there's no seeking happening here. Because it's already it's already obvious. It's already obvious. There's already this lightness, even though there's this contractedness appearing simultaneously. There's this knowing, and there's also this unknowing that's happening at the same time. There's this confusion and also clarity also appearing simultaneously. But seemingly, what the seeker wants to find is it kind of like it lives in the shadows or in the stories. So it keeps on darting back and forth to story, 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 when there's a flashlight saying, nope, 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 nope. And it's just honesty. It tries to come back with stories and stories and stories. And this apparent honesty saying here that no, no, no. Someone said, hallelujah, hallelujah. Emerson, you keep on knocking out to me, but I keep on coming back up. Kill me already. Um, there's nothing that I'm doing here. There's no you that's getting knocked out. Believing that you're getting knocked out is reinforcing again that someone is getting someone is getting hit. Robert goes, approach and avoid is a common and so obvious. Yeah. There's no one choosing this to either get this or not get this, because this can't be get. Even thinking that you got it is still an idea, is still a concept. No one gets this. The ordinariness is that this is complete poverty. This is equality. There's no specialness, there's no attainment. This is humility. This is not something kind of like that is oh, now that I am, that there is a no me, then there's this specialness. No. It's equality because there's equally no one here and no one there. Boom, someone said. Thank you. Boom. Did someone raise their hand? Sorry. Susan, did you raise your hand again? Or that was from before?
Oh, that's from before.
Oh, that's from before. Okay. All right. There's a couple more questions here. Emerson, there's so much resonance here, and I don't know what's happening. When I speak to you, there's peacefulness. There's no one here speaking. It's just peacefulness happening. Let's just clarify that a little bit. Peacefulness is happening for no one. That's simply what is. There's just this apparent stillness happening, but no one is causing it because peacefulness is uncaused. Hi Emerson, I feel this stillness, but there's no one feeling it. It's just stillness. Is that just what's happening? Yeah. You can't really even call it stillness. We're just even trying to grasp words to try to locate this, right? There's just this apparent seeingness of this something that cannot be seen. There's just a resonance of something that really you don't understand. I don't understand it. But it's obvious. It's obvious that there's this apparent peacefulness that can't be understood. Because that peacefulness includes everything. Okay, fine. Can you please tell the story about the trolls? In your again, you know what? This is just a story, but it's a funny story, so I'll just tell it. I released a couple of videos that this apparent. See, the story's trying to get me to tell a story, but I'll just do it. Why not? There's this couple of videos that I just why not release about apparent something kind of like apparently nothing was happening, but there was this joyfulness in seeing that there's this wholeness and there's nothing lacking. So right away when those videos got released, I got booked solid for one-on-ones, like nonstop. There's just this nonstop one-on-ones that was happening, and every day for 2 weeks I would get screamed and yelled at for about I used to do it just for free, just like I'm just happy to share this. There's no one sharing this anyway. And I used to get yelled at for maybe about like an hour or 30 minutes. 30 minutes I would get yelled and screamed at and saying that did you hire paid actors to have those videos out? And it's just really really funny. At the end of it, there was this character that was just kind of like screaming and yelling, and I just started laughing so hard because I just saw it as this comedy show. It's kind of like an SNL skit. Someone that is, and then there's someone, and then I started talking or whatever. I can't remember what it was. This is just all a story. And then when talking happened, this apparent person had an apparent seeing or a glimpse, and then basically fast up and said that, oh, we belong in this guru group, and we thought that you were faking all of these videos and would like to disrupt your offerings. This is a joke, even this communication, because it's everything that is happening is not really happening, but it seems to be happening to someone. When you see the laughter or the humor in it, it's just really humorous that we come up with something, the me rises back and forth trying to figure out something that is just no idea what it is. It tries to capture something that is repeatedly being expressed as uncapturable. So it tries to get a story to be told so that it reinforces it. Nothing can be reinforced, nothing can be compromised, because freedom cannot be compromised. It's already free. It's already appearing as every single thing. Even that every single thing is a story, it's appearing in every single story. It's all emptiness appearing as fullness. Simultaneously, everything is already free. So it's freedom, it's appearing in stories about bondage. Freedom is appearing in ideas about how to be free when it's already free. Freedom is appearing as everything and nothing. And there's nothing that you can do about it because there's no you to be freed. How do you know that this is unknowable? I don't know. Again, there's no one here to know. There's no one here that knows anything. And no one knows. If there's no one here and there's no one there, no one knows anything. It's equal. So if no one knows anything, everything is free. Because freedom is not about knowing what it is. It's actually the unknowing, the hopelessness, the loss, the absence. Of everything. Emerson, all my questions are running out. Good. So this is the end of questions. The end of answers. Because there's nothing to be known and there's nothing to get. Someone just said, I got it, that I can't get it. Good. Yes, we can do a one-on-one, that person. Yeah, we can. For sure. I like laughing. In my laughing videos, I love just to laugh about this. There's nothing happening. Yep. 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 And I don't know that. Yeah, no one knows that nothing's happening, but it's obvious that nothing is happening. It's free already. Yes. Yes. Everything is free because there's nothing to be freed. Yes. Everything is free because nothing needs to be freed. It is stunning. Kim goes, it's like a peering down a virtual tunnel. Yeah. It's all virtual. All unreal. But don't get caught up in that idea as well. And you don't have any choice anyway. But if you get caught up of that, that's what's happening too. Someone messages, free at last. It's always been free. Yes. Free has always been free. Kim.
Yeah. You
Hi,
just
Kim.
said that. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Really late. Okay. Yeah, I'm really well.
Yeah.
It's really
Like,
great to connect up with you. Like, yeah, when you was talking earlier and that, I just sat down and then it was almost as though, you know, like your perception, it's like a shift where your perception shifts, and it's almost as though I've gone back, but I haven't. And it looks as though I'm looking down a virtual tunnel at.
it could appear as that, yeah.
It could appear as that, but there's nothing.
Nothing.
There's nothing here. Whatever
No.
you do, wherever you go, you can't ever. It'll always be this. Nothing's
Bingo.
gonna
That's
ever.
it. Bingo.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's it.
Never.
Yeah.
You can't even get away from. I'm trying to get away from myself, but you
No.
can never, ever, ever. You can't
Bingo.
because of nothing. Bingo. For one a prize. Oh, this is so funny.
Beautiful.
And then my emotions were like, oh my God, why have I suffered? Why have I been in this prison? Because it's like, I don't know, the chains sort of fell down, and I just felt quite emotional. You know what I mean? I felt quite emotional for believing in this rubbish, for believing in because I mean, I do know better than I don't know anything. Yeah, so I'm best to know absolutely nothing and staying neutral basically.
Yeah.
Because I can't
No one's
trust
choosing-
myself to go right or left. I stay neutral. Yeah, that was it.
That's it.
I can't even get away from myself. There's
No.
nothing. You see, I've sat with Tony for years and years and years, and he's always said this, and I'm thinking, what's he talking about? But I've understood it since Friday, since I had that opening with you.
Yeah.
That sort of that. I don't know what he was, because I'd give up over the last 2 weeks, and I thought, I can't do this. You know, I was so tired, and so I just thought, I'm going to just sit and not say anything, because most of the time I wanted to talk, you know, like I'm talking now, but you shut me up with your flow of energy, you know, because you don't realise how powerful you really are. You know, there's a big resonance coming, you know, that's clearing people's you know, their perceptions of who they are, because you know, I listen to people's questions and I actually feel for them, because they're fucking
So
trying.
Oh,
But you can't get away from yourself. This is
no,
it.
this is
You
it. Yeah,
cannot step
yeah.
outside of yourself, but you're
No,
not that.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
How the bloody hell can you do that?
No one can do that.
Nobody can ever do that, but
That's
it
right.
takes emotional intelligence to actually just to see, just to have a bit of an inquiry into yourself, into the self, really, isn't
It's
it?
just the dropping of all of that, even.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a dropping back. It's a spacey feeling
yeah.
that
It's lightness, right? This is lightness. It's just so
it
free.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is so free. It's beautiful.
Oh,
It really is.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you so
Love you,
much.
Kim.
Love you too. I love your glasses. I think they're fab. I like
That's right.
those.
Yeah, I like it too.
Have you got lots of different pairs? Do you like-
Yes, yeah, yeah. My I got this as a gift, and I really love it because I like the color red, because when there's apparent dropping of this character, it was walking down.
Yeah.
I think I told you that it was
Really?
walking down the
No,
street,
no, I
and I
haven't heard your story.
could not figure out what this thing was. It was. I'm like, what is this so attractive? It was just actually a red stoplight.
Was it? What you was
And I could not
walking?
figure out what it was.
Really? So you
It just
decided to
basically
post-
said stop. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
stop.
Stop. Yes, stop. Stop.
Stop. No one says stop, but it's just all is just stop.
Mm.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
Kim.
Oh, it's
Mwah.
you. It's you accommodating us with these meetings. I think it's fabulous for you to do this.
I don't even know who's doing this.
No,
But it's
nobody's
just
doing it.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what a way to spend a Sunday afternoon, because in the UK
Yeah.
it's actually, it's horrible weather. We've had a lot of wind and everything, and I've been out. I was supposed to apparently pick up a car the other day, and I wasn't able to do that. So yeah, but I'm really grateful to you
Thank you.
for doing
Thank
the
you for coming
pop-ups,
too.
because you do. Yeah, you're welcome. I love it. I can't stay away.
Thank you so much, Kim. Well, we're
So
going to
much.
take a break. You guys can stay and just chat, with each other if you like. I'll open up the forum. Anyone wants to speak, that's cool. This is to resemble kind of like a live meeting. In a live meeting, usually the third and fourth, it just becomes like lighter. This is just a story because there seems to be kind of like it's almost like the me will keep on hitting the wall over and over again. Um, and yeah, so hopefully see you later or not. That's cool. Love you.
Love you.
Thanks, Emerson.
Thank you. I'll stop
Take
the
care.
recording.